Hello. Come in.
Find more of these.
Well, good morning.
Good to try new things.
Well, that's cool.
Hey, good morning. We're having breakfast. Mom bought some new grits, jalapeno grits. So we're checking them out. They're not all that.
Pre-packaged jalapeno grits.
Yep, and they're actually spicy though. They're pretty spicy.
Good to know. Looks like you're using Chinese. Although I see what it is. It's you have those bowl warmers or holders.
Yeah, so our hands don't get cold. Let me see if I can turn this up some.
So your hands don't get cold?
So our hands don't get hot from the bowl.
Yeah. So welcome back.
Thank you. It was a nice vacation. Very nice.
Reading the news is somewhat scary down where you were.
I know. Right before we got there, we got a TSA alert or State Department alert saying that some Navy guy had been shot in Tulum, and they had gone out downtown to have something to eat, something different than the resort, and they got shot. But it was cleverly stated that not to worry, it was not a cartel, it was a low-level drug thing. So that was funny.
Well, one of them was a blogger.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
a travel blogger. And anyway, I forget what it was.
One day we went to swim in a cenote. Do you know what that is?
No. That's what I like about talking to you. That's how I get educated on all these other things.
I didn't know what it was. It's a sinkhole. And
we have those in Florida.
Been there for many. Yeah, except sinkholes in Mexico are different because it's like rock. The rock sinks in, and you've got rock all around, and they're like caves. So we went to check out the cenote, which is like you kind of walk down a little bit into a cave, and then you jump into the water and swim, and it's perfectly clear and beautiful water. And oh my God, it was just awesome. And you're swimming among stalactites and stalagmites.
So it's a natural spring
So-
that's supplying
Yes.
the water for this. Okay.
Yes, yes. I don't know what that was. You're still there, right?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm watching my dog, by the way, making sure she's not doing anything that Gigi would object to. So forgive me for looking around. Anyway, so the point of this story is on our way out to the cenote, they went down this, we went the usual route, and then we started going down this 2-lane road, and it was overgrown from either side. So it wasn't like kept up and, a nice, what do they call it? Whatever I can't think of the word. They didn't have a margin on each side if you wanted to drive off the road or something like that.
Right.
And we kept going, and we kept going, and we kept going. And I started getting worried. My brain was like, what's going on here? Are we like being kidnapped? That's where my brain went. What if we were being kidnapped? And then we turned down this other little dirt road, and then we pulled into where we were going to the cenote, and there's just this little shack, and you're like out in the middle of nowhere. And this is like 2.5 hours in, right?
Yeah.
And Lori finally, her inside voice apparently was thinking the same as mine. And she finally said out loud to the guy, she said, "You're not like taking us for an exchange with the cartel, are you?" He laughed. He said, no, that's not it at all. We got out and we walked down a dark path, and we met this shaman, and he blessed us all, because you're supposed to be blessed by this Mayan shaman before you go into the cenote. And we did all that, and then we went into the water, and it was fine. But I mean, my thought was, oh my God, how easy would it be to kidnap a bunch of tourists and hold them for ransom? And, like, Lori was like, well, nobody in my family has anything to pay for me. So, but that's where our heads went.
Well, I probably have an extra $100.
Right. Yeah. They should read the papers. Most Americans don't have $400 to fix their car if they needed to.
I hadn't read that. Hi,
Yeah.
Brenda.
Good morning.
Hey, Brenda.
Hey.
Nice dude.
Well, thanks. It's a bit, I haven't brushed my hair yet or anything.
Well, I think you colored it a little bit.
Nice.
What?
Can you color it a little bit? Or is it just a little?
Yeah, but it's been a while. Maybe my gray is showing more.
Maybe the light, I don't know.
Could be.
Good. It
Lighter.
is, nice and
Looks nice.
pretty.
You eating oatmeal, Betsy?
Actually, Mom bought a box of jalapeno grits, and we decided that we would try them. They're okay. They're nothing to brag home about, but they are spicy and lightly spicy. Yeah. So I'd say yes, 2 thumbs up. Not 4, 2 thumbs.
So you
So Mom,
like the instant grits?
Are they instant grits?
I'm not as fond of instant grits as I am real grits, but you know what? I was hungry, and she had grits, and we're eating, and it's pretty darn good, and I'm grateful.
Oh, that's nice.
But
She did offer.
So they are instant grits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Mom,
just
how
don't
you
like
feeling
the
today?
taste of instant grits.
Sorry, Brenda, go ahead.
Oh, I just said I really don't like the taste of instant grits. I just can't mix it enough to make it taste good.
Nice and creamy. Yeah.
It's okay. I
But
can't.
they're not.
None of the grits does it for me.
He does.
You don't like grits?
I think my impression of grits is it's worthless. The only, if it weren't for the food that it is attached to, there'd be nothing to it.
Oh.
Except just filling.
Kind of like rice. Kind of like rice.
Very much like rice, They have the same.
Ice cream, a little
Well, Justin is now like that. He told me just recently that he doesn't like grits anymore. He said, it's just not something I enjoy. And I'm going, really? You ate them all the time growing up. But,
Well, you starve them, that happens,
well, that's right. Or if they're teenagers, they eat anything that they can get their hands on. So,
Mom, how you feeling today?
All right. I've been up since before 6.
So what time did you go to bed?
oh, look at her.
I'm sorry?
I went to bed 12 o'clock.
It's about time for a nap.
Well, my shoulders were hurting, my arms were hurting so bad I couldn't lay.
Well,
It was unusual.
too.
So
Huh?
we
I'm
just
sorry, we
lost
lost you, Brenda.
Brenda's picture.
Oh.
So you get the dogs to talk to each other.
Right, I saw little Minnie.
She licked the screen and right at the button to disconnect me.
Oh, she's
learning
controlling
this
me.
Huh?
She's learned a new trick.
Yeah. Well,
That's right.
They do get jealous when I'm on the phone. It's just like toddlers.
That's
Look at
true.
the same thing. They're both licking your chins.
What?
Both dogs are licking your chins, trying to get your
I
attention.
know, right?
I know, right?
She's
So
spooked, so she's trying to.
glad to see you guys. Betsy?
Was the puppy glad to see us
Yeah.
when we got back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. But the good news is that both places she stayed, because we were gone a week to Mexico, came back for a day and then went to meet with Lori's cousin in Disney. So the foster mom kept her the first week with all her dogs, but she didn't even look back when she left the foster house because there's so many dogs in the house. So she's like, yay, I get to go back to my house where there's
right?
no
All
one.
the attention.
Yes, yes. And then of course, we took her to my neighbor's house. My neighbor lost her dog late last year, and she had mentioned that she might be interested in keeping Pappy. So I asked her, I said, well, you mentioned it, so are you interested? And I thought, she's a single woman, and she's older, so she's might be fine. Well, she did. She kept her, and initially Pappy wouldn't, after we left, everything was hunky-dory for acquainting her to her and then leaving her. But as soon as we left and she took her off the leash, she couldn't get back to her. So she said, I said, just kind of ignore her. So she did. She just sat on the couch, and finally she said, after some time, she finally jumped up on the couch and put her head in her lap, and everything was fine. So when we picked her up from her house a day and a half later, she ran to us, but she ran back to her, gave her kisses, come back to us, gave us kisses, ran back to her, gave her kisses. So
She's a political animal.
But are you talking about Linda?
No, it's another neighbor that lives just a few houses down from Mom.
Because Linda got another dog, didn't she?
She did. She had Pepper, her little black dog, who died at the end of last year.
But
he was old.
Did she get another dog? I mean, Linda?
No. Now, Linda did. Yes, we found her older 13-year-old dog, which she just adores, and it's perfect for her. Doesn't move fast, walks really slow, likes to hang out. Linda's speed.
So you guys tired from all this vacation?
Say again?
Are you tired from all this vacationing?
Oh man, of course we are. We're exhausted.
Yeah, Mom said you got back.
What?
Well, you told me that she was sick on that Monday, right?
Yes, I was.
Yes,
I had a huge headache. So her phone is going off. Darn.
You know,
But all
Mom,
this
every
stuff-
time you stand up during one of these conversations, all I think about is when you broke your foot.
Right? Me too. Me too. It's like,
Right.
please,
So
please
don't
sit
do
back down.
He said they said every time you stand up, they get afraid because we were on this call when you got
Yeah.
up and turned the fan off and walked across the room and broke your foot. So now
Yeah.
they're paranoid. They have post-traumatic stress disorder, that you're gonna like break that foot or something.
I don't
Sit
know.
tight.
Yeah.
So how did you do, Mom, with Betsy and Lori gone, and was everything okay?
Oh, yeah.
Did you go out any?
Yeah, I went to the bank and went to Lowe's.
Went to the grocery.
You just went to a
A
concert.
grocery
Yeah.
store yesterday.
And no falling?
No, she went to a
I
concert on the square one night and parked her buggy right there. At the
Yeah.
concert.
Right.
Yeah,
Tell her about that, because that's nice. She did that. That's really cool.
yeah. The music was very good.
Oh, good.
And this lady backed her car out, and so I pulled right in there.
Her golf cart.
Yeah.
And then
That's great.
she had a lady pull in behind her and said, if you need to get out, just let me know, because that's what people do. They'll stack in. Some people just sit in their golf carts. So she, and then they met, and the lady started talking to her and gave her her card and said, call me anytime.
Oh,
So
that's
she
nice.
could reach out to start to,
People print cards for socially in the villages.
I think that's a wise idea, Tom, because when you meet people, yes, you can put it in your phone, but you really need to get to know them. So I think a card is a good idea.
Well, if I've had a striking conversation, I go look them up on LinkedIn or some sort of social media anyway.
Yeah.
So,
she's gonna do that.
Too.
I said, you think Mom's gonna go do that?
no, but
Yeah.
yeah, Brenda's got a good point. The cards are good for that. I just never
Especially Mom, if she likes someone, she could hand out a card. I mean, that's a good idea for us to get Mom a few cards. And
But I think they have an app where you do a QR code or something, don't you?
I don't
But
know.
anyway, you get probably a good idea.
That's what they do.
Like, guess what you're getting for Christmas, Mom?
Right?
All four of us.
All four of us will get you some little
The
business cards.
Listen, guys, the downside of this is that I still haven't done her lights. We're slated to do that today. So all this brand new technology requires a learning curve on my part. And so y'all get all this great new technology and you have to figure it out. And then when it doesn't work, I have to catch the grief.
Keeps your brain active, Betsy.
Well, thank you, but
Well,
you're gonna
remember
show up.
Remember,
Set
we're talking about a business card here, so we're getting a view of your frustrations here, and I am sensitive to it. I'm sorry about it.
Well, I know your phone. Put your phone over QR code. She didn't know how to do that. I don't even think we have that scanner on her phone. That app.
But all you have to
Your
do
phones
is
are automatically.
you just use your camera.
Now. Oh yeah, true.
Automatic.
That's all you do is use your camera.
Okay.
The little screen will pop up and say, touch here to see the information.
You do that in restaurants too, if Mom hasn't done it yet, for menus, because a lot of restaurants have gone away from menus or hand menus. You have to use your phone.
Which, on one hand, it's nice that you don't have to touch a menu that's been touched 10,000 times by other people, but it's just not the same.
It's not. I don't particularly like it, but it is what they're doing, and it's saving them because so many restaurants have cut down their menus, to fewer items. So now you can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
they actually offer.
You can change pricing much quicker.
Yeah.
than that. It makes a lot of sense. How's Justin and crew this week?
I think they're good. So Hayden's classroom, or Hayden's school where she goes, 4 classrooms were shut down because 2 people got COVID. And so one of the classrooms was Hayden's. So Hayden had to stay home for a week. And well, and I didn't watch her because Amy's a little afraid that I will get sick again, because they didn't know if, Hayden had been exposed to COVID. So, and Amy said it worked out fine that she stayed with her, but it's stressful with parents, trying to figure out childcare and oh, isn't she cute?
Mom, when we were growing up, I don't ever recall them shutting down classes or school for any illness.
Oh no.
No.
I mean, Justin really got upset with the school, but you do have to adhere to certain protocols from the state right now. And with kids and things like that.
But the rate we're going, we're going to be constantly shutting down.
Right. And it's hard on parents. I mean, because normally both parents work in a household. And, and that's Justin's issue. If they close 4 classrooms, and let's say there was just 10 families in each classroom, that's a lot, still a lot of, finagling for parents to take care of their kids.
Especially since he commutes so far, and Amy is closer, the responsibility would fall on her every time, which would be more stressful probably.
Well, and that's why I told them, I said, once I stopped driving him, I said, I'll help Amy so that, if she needs help with the kids, I'll step in and do that.
Mhm.
But I think she wanted to try it with Hayden at home, so she did.
The girl that does my hair when I go back to Roanoke, her sisters, I think it was her daughter was out, young girl. She got COVID and didn't know it and gave it to her mother. Plus, I don't know where the third one was, her dad, and all 3 of them died.
There was a thing in the paper this week that there's a gene that they've identified that certain people are adversely affected by the virus, and that would explain why so many families lose a number of people and others don't.
I got news this past week that a lady I worked with at the college in California for 12 years now, and she is my age or just under my age. So she's 63, 64, and she had a kidney stone and went into the hospital. They could not take care of her because of, overcrowded hospitals.
Right.
And they kept pushing her off. And when she eventually got surgery, she passed away.
Oh no.
And I mean, and she was her mom's caretaker. And it's just so incredibly sad. I mean, because all of us from the college were texting and just couldn't believe it. It just happened so quickly.
Now, California has, if not the strictest, among the strictest what's the way? I don't want to say restrictions. I shouldn't be saying it that way, but among the strictest protocols for COVID, right?
I don't know what all the states have, but certainly California is very strict about it.
But yet their numbers aren't that much better than everybody else's.
Right.
We got to
And-
find better ways to do this.
Actually, Colorado's pretty high. I mean, one of the top 10 states that are having just high numbers of people with COVID. And we initially we weren't that way. We tended to be lower, but anyway.
Well, it's the season where more people from outside Colorado are coming in for sports, for the winter sports, right?
Mhm.
Because now is when the ski slopes start to open up.
Yeah.
But, I'm looking at it from the standpoint that, everybody jumps on Texas and Florida for the things they see being done, that will lead to a ramp up in cases, and it's not happening.
Right.
So we're looking at things the wrong way. We need to find a better way to look at it.
Well,
I think that
the virus
gene thing is a pretty good start. But go ahead,
What?
Bruno.
What did you say? The what?
That the discovery about the certain genes is a nice start, because we just can't keep shutting down countries in the world.
Right.
And then, because it leads to things like your friend who passed away from something else.
From a kidney stone.
Yeah.
So, Mom, did you get the booster?
Yes, I got the booster and I got my flu shot.
Betsy, did you?
No, I'm not eligible yet. I mean, it says I'm eligible, but every time I go in to ask if I could do it because I don't have a compromised immune system, they're not doing it. Lori has gotten her booster and she's 9 years younger than me.
You're over 65.
Right.
Yes. I know, that's what I say, but so I'm going to try to walk into Publix tomorrow, or no, they might not be open tomorrow, huh? Anyway, I'll try to walk into Publix one day this week, see if I can get it.
I'm not compromised.
Well, I'm just saying.
Not that way anyway.
I'm not either. I'm not either,
Oh.
but Amy's mom told me, because she said it was 60 and over. Have you heard that? Or
Well,
is it
No,
still 65?
I got mine done last week, and Thea got hers done. I got mine done the week before last. Thea got hers this past week. But anyway.
So Thea and I are the same age, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, well, she's a little bit younger than you. So she's February of 28. She's a year younger. She the forms clearly say 65 and older, no compromises. And then if you're compromised, I think it said 60. And Thea has asthma.
Oh, okay.
But I don't, they don't test that. They don't
challenge you on what it is.
Yeah, you say.
Well, apparently the phone system that I was putting on, because Lori had sent me the Walgreens link and she said, hey, you can go make your appointment now.
Right.
So I went on the Walgreens link and at the end it says, I'm sorry, you're not eligible right now. Okay.
You hit a button.
Walgreens wouldn't.
And I asked when they got her booster and they said, no, you're not eligible right now. So I've just thought, okay, we've been on vacation. I'll try this week now that we're back.
Well, Walgreens is where I got mine. It's where we got ours. So
Well, that's where I always go.
I think maybe you hit a button wrong. Let me go back and look at it again. It was,
You go in public, not have to have a appointment.
Yeah, and
Now-
it may be that Walgreens didn't have, because when I went with her before I attempted to register a week and a half later, they did not have any of the Moderna. So now I know that I can go get any one of them. I will prefer the Pfizer. So I think I can get the Pfizer or Moderna at the Publix.
Why?
I'll check it out.
Why? Why Pfizer over Moderna?
Well, if you have if you have a couple of different in your system, then there's a better immunity buildup for it.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Because
That's my.
the guy at
It's
Walgreens
just
told me because I had Moderna and first,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, well, do you want to continue with Moderna? And I said, well, what's your recommendation? And he said, I would, but I really don't know.
I don't know either. So if your doctor, if your pharmacist recommends it or doctor recommends it, I might want to listen to that better than my own guessing.
Do you hear about the Pfizer tablets, pills they've come out with? And they say it's saving lives and stuff.
I haven't heard that.
How's it saving lives?
I think it's once you get COVID, it minimizes the effects and leads you to a cure much quicker. So maybe that's what Trump took when he was in the hospital. Who knows?
It's in the paper today.
Yeah, and I've seen it on. She watches the Today Show, so when I've come down a couple of times in the last couple of days, I've seen the hordes of red pills spilling from some bucket. And they're talking about the Pfizer's COVID pill.
I've been watching a show called Dope Sick.
Me too.
Yeah, man.
Dope sick.
I read about this. This is about Purdue Pharma and their production of the OxyContin and
my goodness.
how it affected so many people in the world, really, but mostly rural United States because that's where it got started first. And it's sickening. And I had read about it.
It is sickening.
They started first bringing charges and stuff, and after watching this thing, I certainly think somebody needed to go to jail.
Absolutely.
It was.
Now, have you heard that Hitler also gave their troops, I don't know what, I want to say meth, but some type of narcotic to keep them going.
I had not heard that, but they certainly proved that they didn't mind experimenting with medicine.
Right. And that's what they were doing. And I'm just going, all of this stuff, I'm just going, oh my goodness.
Yes, I saw that on the special that we watched about Hitler, that he had medicated his staff to keep their energy up and keep them going.
And
of course,
he also took it. He also took it. Yeah. It's so interesting and wow.
The dope sick thing is truly sickening.
It is. It really is sickening.
Yeah.
Betsy, this thing focuses on places like Maine and West Virginia.
West Virginia was the main one. So
southwestern Virginia, the rural coal mining areas and stuff where people would get injured that had chronic pain.
Right. I've heard,
and the doctors were required to. They really wanted the doctors and got them sucked into patients having this. And giving it.
Was it on a certain program, guys?
I want to say Hulu. Netflix. Oh, was it Hulu? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I guess it was made for Hulu because it is new.
That's right. That's right. It's Hulu.
Yeah, but Michael Keaton stars in it as well as Rosario Dawson.
Do you have Hulu, Betsy?
Not yet. One day. Right now, everything is easy. I just push the button and the TV comes on. By the way,
we know that's not true. That's the one thing that Thea used to complain about. She's all I want to do is turn the TV and it comes on. And particularly when we first started getting so involved with Roku's and things like that. And but she sees the benefit of it now.
Well, it's so much cheaper for me with Roku and stuff.
Yeah, we're setting up. We've set up the condo to be Roku and the Disney Plus and whatever else is through the Roku. So that's been good. We're not there yet. We're not ready to cut the cord yet here. You have to.
Oh, you still have cable?
We do. We're paying out the nose, just like Mom is. We're both. Of course, I don't know that you would be able to that. So
And to be fair, you can certainly get it really cheap, but to get the difference in cost when you look apples to apples is not as great as it used to be. Still cheaper, but not as
Yeah.
great. At least I'm paying $65 a month now for my YouTube when it started out at like 30, 40. I'm sorry, it started at 40. But we share our Netflix, not Netflix. We share our YouTube subscription with Brooke, and Mom's welcome to it as well if you ever want to set it up that way.
wow. Well, my Lori's cousin's husband and I had a conversation over dinner. You know how when you're at dinner and everybody's talking, and he and I were closest together, so we started talking about the YouTube, and he said that he and Nancy had pulled the plug on cable, and they've been just using YouTube and a couple of other channels that they pay for, which is way less than just having cable.
That's what we pay for Netflix, and of course we already had Amazon Prime, so
Yeah.
I don't consider that an extra cost. I was paying it for the shipping and stuff.
Right.
And then I guess that's all I have.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I would imagine you probably pay $125 a month. I would guess $125 a month.
Yeah.
260.
But remember, it's not just cable. She pays for, there's internet, there's the security system, and then there's the television, and she wanted the full best projection.
Well,
She got here and she sat and looked at the TV and said, "There's something wrong with this TV. It's not as good as it was in Roanoke." So we called the cable company and said, "Well, you're not paying for HD," which I think is bogus because everything's supposed to be.
I do too.
So she had to pay an extra fee to have HD.
Yeah, because we don't pay for it on YouTube. Yes. You don't pay for it over the air if you were to do if you were to put up an antenna.
And that's what I have is the antenna. And then Hulu and Netflix. But Pam, my friend Pam, and I split Hulu and Netflix.
How many stations do you get there over the air?
Me?
Yeah. I'm sure half of them are religious and Latino.
Right. There are quite a few of those, but I don't know. I haven't counted, but there are times I can get the reception really well, but I have a train that comes by my house, and when the train goes by, I do not get it.
Well, I love that.
But it's not a big deal. So to me,
before we moved to the coast, we were doing over the air, and we were in Atlanta at the time where we lived. I could get 63 channels.
Oh, that's a lot more than I get.
But that's if you haven't done it. When you do over the air, your main channels like your CBS channel, they have 5 channels, 4 additional channels besides the main channel. I'll do a nostalgia channel and stuff like that.
Now CBS is one that I have to pay for because I cannot get CBS, so I pay as an addition to my Amazon Prime. I get CBS.
So when I was in one of the condos in DC, I had 35 channels that I picked up, all the major channels to include.
That's about how many I get.
And Gubo and others that I liked, that ran reruns. So that was great. And then I moved to the new condo.
You have access to an antenna.
I could not get anything.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
Just your location then?
Yeah.
Well, you're on the what, 3rd floor of a?
Yeah, on the 3rd
5-story.
Up to the roof, but and I was on the 2nd floor of a 2-level first. That's where I picked up the channels. But then when I got to the 3rd floor of a 5-level or 4-level, 5-level if you count the garage, I could get nothing, absolutely nothing. Now, if I'd have been smart enough to know about the Roku and the different channels, I could have experimented with that, but I wasn't. And so we went ahead and got cable because I didn't want to not have something to watch while I was there.
Well, now is the time to purchase Roku sticks or whatever, during Black Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. Might do that for our. Tom, you're muted. I
Yeah,
think.
you're muted.
I see your lips moving.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was just
there you go.
assuming your favorite retailer has shipment for the holiday.
That's true.
Right.
Now,
But
I'll still,
Amazon tends to have them, so.
So we'll be on 12:01.
we had,
What?
I walked in Best Buy the other day, and they obviously either bought a ship or they had it on the water well before things got backed up, because they had built walls of TVs as dividers.
Oh, wow.
Like you had everywhere. The store was just packed with TVs. Everything you
There's
had.
in.
So I didn't check if there's stock on Roku, but they certainly have lots of TVs. They have lots of Roku TVs. But there's I've had Roku for years,
Me too.
and I had to upgrade. Did you have to get rid of a couple of them?
Yep,
Yeah.
I did. Well, I initially had it when I was in California. But I started having issues. So yeah, I had to upgrade.
So,
Horrible. We had to upgrade for $30 or $40.
Right?
okay, because so I guess when we
That's
get back to DC, we're gonna have to do an upgrade, huh?
No, you recently bought yours.
Yeah, it's been within the last year that we bought it.
See,
yeah,
we're talking about things that are
It's
6
years,
or 7 or
actually.
8 years old.
yeah.
Yeah,
Among the first ones that came out, they were like hockey pucks. Kind of like your Apple TV used to be.
well, I guess I'll have to ditch the initial one I bought, because I did buy one when I was in that other condo and I could never figure it out, but I guess I'll just ditch that one.
Well, I would test it first. I mean,
Right.
it-
Right. I would.
Well,
It might be perfect for you.
Now, some of the older ones don't have HD or 4K if that's what you're looking for.
yeah. Well, the way we have Roku is the TVs. We bought Roku TVs. Or
Oh,
TVs that had Roku on it, smart TVs.
So you don't have anything to worry about.
no, you don't.
Except the condo, we have one TV that's a Roku TV, which is great, but I need to figure out how to put some other apps on it.
Well, it should come right up.
Yeah, you have to be there to play with it. When I'm there, I'm working, so.
Oh,
So you're talking about add additional channels? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's pretty easy.
But you can't add Disney Plus to the one in the bedroom, but it's okay. I don't mind going to the living room and watching Disney Plus.
You can't add.
Watch some Disney movies while she was there with me.
Well, you can't add Disney Plus to the one in the bedroom. So
Yeah.
Strange.
I'm not sure why. I have to figure that out. It doesn't mean I can't. I just couldn't. Distinction there.
Now that's an interesting pose for Poppy there.
I know.
Happy I hope you fart.
I know, right?
Because Dax would do that, and he wouldn't get in your face like that, but he's known to fart.
Right.
We've had to.
Did this friend get in?
She's here. She sure is. She got in yesterday at 11 o'clock, and we sat up to about. I sat up to about 11:30. I think they stayed up later.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good to have a friend come in.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen each other in a number of years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But they talk all the time. They text all the time.
Oh, that's good.
And then she saw another. We went to Gainesville to see another friend last weekend. That had
Oh,
moved
nice.
from New Jersey. How's Lori today?
she's resting at the moment, which is why I have Pappy, because I'll turn Pappy over to her when the call ends. But she's sort of struggling too. At first, I think we have a little bit of lag from just being on vacation. We had a great time, but we came back, we were tired, and then we went to Disney to see her cousin. And a day in Disney, man, wears you out. Because you get up at the break of dawn and everybody wants to make sure that their day pass is fully utilized, so you're there the whole day. My dog is trying to pull on the bag. So anyway, she's feeling a bit tired, and she fell while she was in Mexico.
Oh no.
She fell in the sand, which is no big deal usually, but it turns out that at that point where she fell, there's concrete under the sand that they built as a barrier to keep the sand in place. So her knees are hurting.
I have limited experience of this, but just from when Lakeside implemented those unlimited passes, it changes your whole.
Oh yeah, mindset. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
get.
enjoy it much more. You're not rushed, and
Right. Yeah, I rode every ride on Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Every ride that Lori signed up for. So pretty much every day, the whole day we were moving from ride to ride, not like rushing. We had time for, downtime to chat, but to eat some lunch. But I had taken 2 Dramamine, which I keep forgetting before I go to these amusement parks that Dramamine works for, motion sickness. And I finally got it. So I took 2 Dramamine that morning, and my last ride was on the Rise of the Resistance in Disney, what is it, Hollywood Studios Park.
a Star Wars ride.
Yeah, we rode 3 Star Wars rides, and that one was awesome. We had already gotten the other 2 in, and that one actually was phenomenal. If you don't know anything about it, it takes you on a ride, and then it takes you to physical locations where you're walking. You've been arrested by the First Order. You get out of this spaceship that you're on with the Resistance, and you walk into a room with all the First Order stormtroopers lined up with guns.
There's this CNET reporter named Bridget Carey, and she's evidently a Star Wars fanatic as well. And she took her 5-year-old to it, and she was just gushing about what it's like.
Right. People had their phones up taking pictures as we were coming out of it and being led to the jail, so to speak, to confined quarters. And then, of course, the Resistance broke in and they let us all out, and then we were back on ride again. So it was pretty cool. It was very, impressionable because of it engaged all your senses and you were part of something. Lori also.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Lori also said that you could actually pay to stay in this place, this Star Wars space, for 2 or 3 nights, and or more, and you actually have to engage in being involved in this outer world that's totally cut off from the real world. And
that's what Bridget was gushing about.
Right. It's
staying happily in the hotel, being all encompassed.
Right. Yeah, Lori said she would like to do that. Uh-oh, where'd Pappy go? I think she went in and followed Gigi. Mom, the dog's with you.
She is so cute. She definitely looks like she's still a puppy.
And she's 8 years old.
She's too cute. She likes to jump on the beds, and Mom has that nice bedspread. So
look at her. Now she is a year, right?
No, she's 9 months.
9 months. Okay, so she's not quite. So you can see that she has puppy in her. It's so cute.
Yes, she does.
Her face just looks like, oh.
I
Mom,
know.
Mom, I really want to do something.
Is she full of energy or?
She's full of energy. It's in spurts, meaning that she did a little zooming right before the call, and then she'll lay down, and then I'll take her to, somebody, probably Lori won't take her to the dog today, so we'll just have to play with her inside. But usually she's quite the runner at the dog park, and then she's relaxed and lays in the house, and she's calm. But it's early, so she's active.
Yes. It's
So
like,
there you-
Mom, come on.
Any fall plans for the Purdue clan?
What?
Any fall plans for the Purdue clan?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'll come.
Okay. So what are you up to, Tom? What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, my Lions Club sells pecans every year. They came in last night. And Thea and Colleen are headed to Gainesville for some sort of bazaar or festival or something, fall
Nice.
festival. So, but I'm gonna be getting rid of my pecans to people that normally buy them, and see if I can find a few others as well.
So how much did they sell for?
$10 for a 1 pound bag, but they're right off the trees.
Are they
Nice.
still, have they been shelled?
They have been shelled. We got have halves and pieces. Yeah.
Who wants some?
I do too.
Okay. We'll send them over. I sent you some guys some last year, didn't I? Yeah. Okay.
I know whatever we
I would
had,
like,
we eat.
I
So
would
if
like
you
2
did,
pounds.
yeah.
Pounds of halves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I use them for baking, so, or to,
Yes.
yeah. So 2 pounds, and then let me know what shipping will be, and I'll Venmo you.
We've got a lot of people. I have a guy, unfortunately, he moved to Maine this year. He bought a case and a half last year. And a large part of it was he was eating them out of the bag
Really?
because they were so fresh.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Well,
It
they're
is.
really nice for glazed at, baked at Christmas,
Yeah.
to have as a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Kaki's dad does them because they have pecan trees in their yard, and what he does is really good.
And well, Wade,
And eat 2
Wade
bags,
had
Tom.
people treated. Pardon?
2 bags too.
Okay.
I'll use mine at Christmas.
Yeah, it's great.
Make me pull out my cookbooks and take a look at the different options of what I have to do.
Mom, you have plans today, this weekend?
No. Oh, well, I'm going to the sidewalk sale tomorrow. I am not going down there today.
It's a craft show. It's an arts and crafts show. It's there
nice.
today, but it's raining all day today.
It
Oh,
rained
really?
yesterday.
Yeah, but the villagers, they're pretty hardy people, They will go no matter what with umbrellas or whatever. But Mom and I'll probably not go today, just go down there tomorrow.
Well, Colleen is from Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, nice.
And so she was talking to her husband this morning, and he said it poured yesterday there.
Yes. It poured here yesterday. The whole front was like the
10
whole
inches,
end of the
they said.
state. I mean, the whole state all the way down to Miami. So
I wish we had some
10 inches.
rain.
A lot of flooding.
Mhm.
But he was saying there were puddles everywhere, just
Mhm.
yard. But,
Yep. We too.
Are you looking for anything in particular, Mom?
No.
She's trying to find a picture to go over her bed, but she just can't seem to find the right size and the right picture. She thought she found one at Kirkland's,
Yeah.
but then she came home and measured, and was it too big or too small?
Yeah. With my bed being so high, it was too big.
It was too big. So she's just kind of looking. I told her she'll find it. She'll know when she sees it.
That's right. Just be patient. She'll find it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no rush. But so does this dog respond to his name? Pappy.
She
Happy.
does.
Pappy. Pappy,
Oh,
Pappy.
yes. It's like, who's
Pappy.
talking to me?
She's like,
Does
I
she
know.
ever pay
I want you
attention to the screen?
We can't get Dax to do that on a call at all. He doesn't
Oh.
pay.
So my dogs like the screen,
Yeah, we know they cut you off.
right?
Well, I mean, but you would think that if we were talking to Brooke, that his ears would pick up.
Oh, yeah.
No, no, not at all.
Mhm.
And on the other side of it, if we're talking to her and he's over there, it doesn't faze him either. Strange.
Like, I don't get this new technology. Talk to the Paul.
Well, of course, now you can be in the other room and say something about food or going out, and his ears go
or
wrong.
Sprinkle
or
something.
treat.
Yes. All you don't even have to say treat. All you have to do is turn the doorknob for our pantry, and all the animals come running.
Wow.
Well, mine do too. I mean, mine know the pantry door and come running to see if I'm going to give them a treat. But
Or the sound of a box opening, So,
Crinkle of a bag.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, 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 mine.
Thanks, Wiki.
The,
We should get going, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Are you going to breakfast?
No, we just had grits.
Oh.
But I've got a list of things that we're going to have to do. And the one that takes the longest will be to work with the Amazon lights. I mean, the Wise lights. Because I'm not sure. I think
Said the Wise app works, so it's on the Google somewhere.
under Google, I think that's what I had to get as a Google password. So I had to print all Mom's passwords and bring down to her. So I can have all of them here. So I can
That's a
start
good
to
idea.
figure out. Oops, it got crinkled. Anyway, so now I have them. I can
Well,
take.
thanks for doing that, Betsy.
Well, let's hope I get it right. The dilemma here is I don't see Google.
If it works right, it's supposed to be easier for everybody. So.
Right.
Well, I hope it goes smoothly and just clicks right away, Betsy.
That's
Click right away.
clicks. Right. Right, exactly.
Okay, Google, turn off the living room. Yep,
Jeez,
let's do it.
that's the one thing we've got to figure out. So yours don't even work at all, does it? When they did the Ring, when they installed the Ring doorbell, now we can't get the Googles to work, and I don't know what to do. So
Oh.
they're plugged in. One of them or two of
Well,
them.
unplug and plug back in. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like with Amazon, if I set up some things, and it'll tell me, because I'll say, okay, Amazon, turn on light 1, and she'll say something's off, and then she'll say, please unplug everything and plug back in.
Really? I've never had them tell me that.
Well, that's an option. I'll tell you what they did though. They split. I'm not sure why. They did it in my condo too. They gave us 2 feeds from the internet. One is 2.4 and one is 5.0. And you were insistent.
But you don't have to worry about that. I haven't, I keep getting that warning all the time, but I've never run into it being a problem.
Okay, well, whatever happened, I've got
Well-
I've got to figure out why they're not recognizing the internet because they keep saying, but I'll try what Brenda said, unplug everything because it says not recognizing internet.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got to figure it out.
Yeah, remember it took me 2 or 3 years before we finally got the first one to work, so.
You're gonna call me. I'm not gonna
Hey,
say 3
so
years.
patience, guys.
Brenda, you don't understand. I bought Mom these Google Homes, right? And we get there and I bought the lights and the switches
Right.
to start with.
Yeah.
And the Googles work fine, but we could never get the damn switches to work.
Right.
It was like 2 or 3 years. It was frustrating. Yeah, I've never had a problem at my house. I've had a problem at my house where I put so many on that I had to redo them because they would get confused.
Right.
But never just getting them set up to start with.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Okay, so
there's a place in heaven, Betsy.
there's a what?
There's a place for you in heaven.
Thank you. I like that. Place me in heaven for doing all this work. All right. Well,
Well,
I need to
love you
take the
guys.
dog out.
Love
So,
you guys.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Have fun. Be successful on all those pecan sales.
Thanks.
Bye.